Thank you, Deputy Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Before coming to office, the Liberal Party promised families that they would be $550 a year better off because of lower power prices. This government is now in its 5th year in office. Can the Prime Minister confirm that the average Sydney household is paying almost $1,000 more on power bills this year than when the federal Liberal government was elected in 2013?
The Minister for the Environment.
Well, I can tell the honourable member she's just made that number up, Mr Speaker, because where is your evidence? There is absolutely no evidence for that. But what I can tell you is the evidence from the ACCC's report from 2015, which said, and I quote, "The Commonwealth's Treasury's estimated $550 cost saving to households is reasonable." And that is what came from the abolition of the carbon tax, Mr Speaker. Now, under the Labor Party, electricity prices increased by more than 100%. That was the record of the Labor Party. Indeed, in your own election platform that you went to the last election, you said, and I quote, "From 2007 to 2013, average retail electricity prices in Australia soared," Mr Speaker. That's the Labor Party's own election platform. That is what you acknowledge happened on your watch. Now, on the Prime Minister's watch, what we have seen is an attempt across a whole range of areas to put downward pressure on prices, Mr Speaker. The gas price, the spot price for gas has come down significantly from the beginning of this year, Mr Speaker, and every dollar a gigajoule that it comes down is worth $10 a megawatt hour to households, Mr Speaker, in reduced prices. When it comes to the networks, Mr Speaker, under the Labor Party, the rate of return for those investments was around 10%, Mr Speaker. Today it is just above 6%, Mr Speaker. That leaves Australian consumers about $300 a year better off, Mr Speaker. And in the state of Queensland, it was government-owned generators that were gaming the system and saw Queensland have the highest wholesale electricity prices in the national electricity market for the first 5 months of this year, Mr Speaker. And under pressure from the Commonwealth Government, the Queensland Labor government had to give a direction to those operators to put more supply into the market and to no longer game the system. This can be worth up to $100 a year, Mr Speaker, to Queensland households. So right across the board we're taking action, not to mention for retail customers, Mr Speaker. The actions by the Turnbull government can see Australian households save more than $1,000 a year by moving retailers or by changing contracts. And we know that 50% of households have not changed retailers or contracts in the last 5 years, even though there are these enormous savings to be found. So whether it's the work we're doing with the networks, the work we're doing with the retailers, the work we're doing with the gas, we are driving electricity prices down, whereas Labor's record was only higher prices, where it more than doubled on the Leader of the Opposition's watch.